beginning of 2026 has landed with exactly the kind of energy that we wanted to see at the start of the year. Phones are busy, stock is coming on and buyers are moving. Compared with most recent years, this is a very healthy opening. Listings are firing early. 32,800 new homes came to the market last week at the point of filming this update. That is well ahead of the 10-year average for this point in the year and stronger than both 2024 and the pre-COVID years. Year to date, listings are already 25.6% higher than this time last year and almost 50% above the 2017 to 2019 norm. Sales are not hanging about either. 21,200 homes went sold subject to contract last week. That is above the long-term average for this point in the year. Yes, January 2025 was stronger, but that was fueled by the stamp duty deadline. Strip that out and 2026 is moving quickly. Year-to-date sales are 31% ahead of 2024 and over 42% ahead of pre-COVID levels. Demand is very real. Mortgage choice has jumped to over 7,100 products, which is the highest level we've seen since 2007. Importantly, there are far more options available for buyers with 5% or 10% deposits, which is a real boost for first-time buyers trying to get moving. Mortgage rates are also easing. 5-year fixed rates are now sitting at around 4% compared with 4.4% this time last year. When you combine that with softer stress testing, the expectations of further rate cuts, affordability is definitely moving in the right direction. Looking locally, the latest land registry data for the last 12 months show 3,874 transactions across the WR postcode area. That represents a 13% decline compared to the previous year, with an average sale price of 294,229. Breaking that down, Worcester recorded 1,729 transactions, down 12%. Malvern saw 538 transactions, down 20%, and Droitwich recorded 424 transactions, down 7%. In terms of where sales activity sits, Worcester accounts for 46% of transactions, Droitwich 11%, and Malvern 14%. The average sale prices tell an interesting story. Worcester is currently averaging 266,199, Droitwich sits at 299,856, and Malvern leads the way with 304,780. Across the wider WR postcode area, average prices increased by 1% over the year to 294,229. Houses made up 89% of all sales, achieving an average price of 318,986. Flats accounted for 11% of sales with an average price of 149,638. Over the last 5 years, price growth remains strong. The WR area is up 20%, Worcester 21%, Droitwich 16%, and Malvern 24%. Turning to the rental market, average rents across the WR postcode area reached £962 per month over the past 12 months. That's an 8% increase year on year. Flats made up 43% of lets, averaging £800 per month, while houses achieved £1,110. In Worcester, average rents reached £916 per month, up 10%. Flats accounted for 51% of lets at £814 per month, while houses averaged £1,037. In Droitwich, average rents came in at £905 per month, reflecting a 2% change. Flats averaged £720, while houses reached £1,024. Malvern continues to command the strongest rents. The average is £1,055 per month, up 5%. Flats achieve £881, while houses are achieving £1,259. Nationally, house prices continue to show steady movement. The average UK house price stood at £271,188 in November, around 2.5% higher than last year. Asking prices have jumped to an average of just over £368,000 following the biggest January increase on record. Forecasts are pointing towards a 3.3% house price growth in 2026, suggesting continued confidence. The wider economy is mixed but encouraging. The Bank of England has cut interest rates from 4% to 3.75%, the lowest level since early 2023. GDP grew by around 0.3% in November after a dip in October. Inflation has edged up slightly to 3.4% in December, but remains well below previous highs. In the lettings market, void periods fell from 24 days to 23 days in December. Rental demand remains resilient, with rents forecast to rise between 3 to 4%. The average rent in December stood at £1,317, up 2.6% year on year. If you're thinking of selling in 2026, our latest Behind the Board YouTube episode with Dan Peace walks you through how to get your home ready to market in just 7 days. It focuses on what buyers actually notice, which improvements are worth your time, and how smart preparation can help you achieve a stronger price without unnecessary expense. And if you are planning to move this year, remember it all starts with knowing what your property is really worth. You can book a valuation based on real market data and local expertise at www.nicolandco.co.uk/valuation.